The assembly will now come to order. The chief clerk will call the roll.
Assembly members Anderson, Backus, Brown May, Carter, Cole, Considine, Dahlia, DeLong, Dickman, De Silva, Edgeworth, Flanagan, Gallant, Gonzalez, Goulding, Gray, Gurr, Hafen, Hanson, Hardy, Hibbets, Hunt, Jackson, Howdigi, Karras, Kasama, Koenig, LaRue Hatch, Marzola, Miller, Monroe Moreno, Moore, Mosca, Nadeem, Wynn, O'Neill, Orentlicker, Roth, Torres Fawcett, Watts, Urick, Cole, Kasama, Speaker Yeager.
Here. Assemblymember Howdigi.
Thank you, Speaker. May the record reflect we have 41 members present, 1 absent excused.
The record shall so reflect. We have 41 members present, 1 absent excused. That means we do have a quorum. For those who are able, would you please rise? We have the prayer this morning to be given by Chaplain Craig Swope from First Christian Church here in Carson City.
Good morning. Father, as we gather, may we have a grateful heart, a heart that recognizes the blessings that so many enjoy, a heart that uses the gifts we have with a focus on those we serve. Help us to have a heart to show compassion and empathy, a heart that celebrates achievement and advances that can elevate many lives, a heart that rejoices when challenges are overcome, producing success and excellence, and a grateful heart that can change us and the way we see others. We thank you for our blessings. Amen.
Amen. And please remain standing. We have the Pledge of Allegiance today to be given by Victoria Gonzalez.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Order business 2, reading and approval of the journal.
Carson City, Monday, March 3rd, 2025. The assembly called to order at 11:46 a.m.
Assemblymember Howdigi.
Thank you, Speaker. I move to dispense with reading of the journal and authorize the Speaker and Chief Clerk to make the necessary corrections or additions.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. That will take us to order business 8, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Notice of exemption, March 4th, 2025. The Fiscal Analysis Division, pursuant to Joint Standing Rule 14.6, has determined the exemption of Assembly Bills numbers 330 and 331. And the Fiscal Analysis Division, pursuant to Joint Standing Rule 14.6, has determined the eligibility for exemption of Assembly Bills numbers 142, 186, 208, 246, 261, 274, and 339. Sarah Kaufman, Fiscal Analysis Division. Assembly Joint Resolution Number 10, introduced by Assemblymember Howdigi, urges the federal government to release federally managed lands in Nevada for housing.
Assemblymember Mosca.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly Joint Resolution 10 be referred to your Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Assembly Joint Resolution 10 will be referred to the Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections. We will now go to order business 9, introduction, first reading, and reference of bills.
Assembly Bill 353, introduced by Assemblymember De Silva, makes an appropriation to the University of Nevada, Reno for a technology initiative for certain students. Assembly Bill 354, introduced by the Committee on Government Affairs, revises provisions relating to the Nevada State Board on graphic names. Assembly Bill 355, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, revises provisions relating to education. Assembly Bill 356, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, revises provisions relating to collective bargaining agreements. Assembly Bill 357, introduced by Assembly Members Hunt et al., revises provisions relating to background checks. Assembly Bill 358, introduced by Assembly Member Yeager, makes appropriation to the United Way of Northern Nevada and the Sierra Forest statewide implementation of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library Program. Assembly Bill 359, introduced by Assembly Members Gallant et al., proposes to exempt sales of certain coins, currency, and bullion from sales and use and acknowledges taxes upon approval by the voters. Assembly Bill 360, introduced by Assembly Member Goulding, revises provisions relating to testing for sexually transmitted diseases. Assembly Bill 361, introduced by Assembly Member Hunt, makes various changes relating to public mass transportation. Assembly Bill 362, introduced by Assembly Member Considine, provides for taxes on the sale or transfer of a controlling interest in an entity which possesses an interest in real property. Assembly Bill 363, introduced by the Committee on Natural Resources, revises provisions relating to groundwater boards. Assembly Bill 364, introduced by Assembly Member Anderson, revises provisions governing the Nevada Educational Choice Scholarship Program.
Assembly Member Howdegui.
Thank you, Speaker. I move that all Assembly bills be referred to the committees as listed on the Assembly floor agenda dated March 1st, 2025, that all members have a copy of on their desk.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. The bills will be so referred. That's going to take us to Order of Business 15, remarks from the floor. And let's start with Assemblymember Brown-May.
Thank you, Speaker. This is my favorite day of the entire legislative session, bar none. I'm going to ask our guests who are here with the Governor's Council on People with Developmental Disabilities, the Provider Network, if you would please stand and be recognized. Thank you. So there are more than 120 people with intellectual or developmental disabilities that are here with us today in our chambers. They are people with disabilities, their family members, service providers, friends. They have all different types of mobility devices in order to gain access, whether it's visual, physical, and it's amazing to see how this happened on our fire drill day. They make this trip every session to advocate for the issues that are important to them. Approximately 25% of our population identify as having a disability, and reportedly about 10% of people have intellectual or developmental disabilities. Still, many people with disabilities, they face barriers to entry. We see that here in our chamber. They face barriers to communication, and ultimately barriers to inclusion. In our overall community, how do we include people with disabilities? They're disenfranchised, disappointed, and oftentimes disregarded because they have a disability. Well, today we're going to forget about the dis, and we're going to focus on ability, because that's why we're here. I'm happy to present our visitors with a proclamation that details the importance of our disability population. Thank you. And all that they accomplish. So we're going to present that. They'll take that back home with them. On your desk, members, I'm very pleased to share with you my favorite snack, which is from Jack's Popcorn. Jack is a local purveyor up here in Reno, Nevada, who is a person born with a disability, although his family has never supported the fact that he is any less than any other human being on the planet, and now he is a micro-enterprise business owner, and they produce popcorn. So from me to you, please enjoy. Would you help me in welcoming all of our friends here in the chamber?
Welcome to you all, and thank you for being here. Let's go next to Assemblymember Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is Problem Gambling Awareness Day here at the Legislature, and we have several individuals joining us. If they could please stand. They are highlighting their work in Nevada towards increasing public awareness of problem gambling and the availability of prevention, treatment, and recovery services in our state. During the 82nd Nevada legislative session, the legislature appropriated $500,000 to assist the committee in their public outreach and education efforts. I'm pleased that they are distributing a report on their work that was conducted throughout the interim and across the state. If you haven't already, I encourage you to find time today to visit their display tables in the front foyer, which provides further information on this public health issue that affects Nevadans of every age, ethnicity, and socioeconomic background. We appreciate their work in this important area, and please help me make them feel welcome today.
We are going to take a quick pause from Order of Business 15 and go back to Order of Business 9, introduction, first reading, and reference of bills.
Assembly Bill 365, introduced by the Committee on Education, eliminates provisions requiring the University of Nevada, Reno School of Medicine to establish a program related to the medical use of cannabis.
Assemblymember Torres.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that AB 365 be referred to your most educated Committee on Education.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Assembly Bill 365 will be referred to the Committee on Education. And we will now go back to Order of Business 15, remarks from the floor. And let's pick up with Assemblymember LaRue Hatch.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am excited to introduce the Washoe Education Association. So if you are here with WEA, could you please stand and be recognized? We had several teachers make the trip up from Washoe this morning to talk to us about the conditions in their classrooms and the challenges that they're facing. I am a proud member of WEA, and we have another member of our legislature who is also a member of WEA. And I am just so honored that they took time away from their kiddos to come have a fire drill. And they shared a lot about class sizes. One thing I just want to point out is we have 42 members in our body, and that is actually in line with a lot of the class sizes that they talked about this morning. So just imagine if all of us were in a classroom together. With that, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can we all please give a hand to the WEA?
Assemblymember Flanagan.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon. We just dipped past noon. I am pleased to have with me the president of the College of Southern Nevada today, Dr. William Kibler. Would you please stand and be recognized? Want to thank him for being here and recognize the great work that the College of Southern Nevada does to educate people in the southern portion of our state. And I have here the new Northwest campus, which is opened up in the area, and we also have the Cheyenne and the Charleston campus. So I want to thank you for being here, and thank you for continuing to advance education. As a member of the Education Committee, the hardest working committee, the smartest committee in this assembly anyway, it's nice to have you here. So please join me in welcoming Dr. William Kibler from the College of Southern Nevada.
Assemblymember Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today, I have the honor, my sister Kelly Miller is here, but many of you know her. She's been introduced on the floor and frequents here as well. But I have the honor of introducing my niece, Brianka Miller, who is spending her college spring break at the #1 college spring break destination of Carson City, Nevada. And I'm so honored to have her here. Almost 10 years ago when she was a little girl, and I told her I was gonna run for office, she said, okay, but Auntie, I just picture you at a desk with papers piled high, and all you do is read all day, and it seems so boring. And I thought that was profound from a 10-year-old at the time. And so I'm so proud of my niece. Last week was the anniversary of my brother's passing, her father, and to know that you're standing here and all of your accomplishments and being a sophomore in college and all of the wonderful things that you're doing, he would be more proud of you than you know. And even though you chose to go to the rival school of your two aunties, who are both Saginaw Valley grads, and you're at Grand Valley, I am still so proud of you, and so I want the world to be introduced to my niece, Brianka Miller.
Welcome to spring break in quaint Carson City. Charming, quaint. I knew it was one of those two. Do we have any other order of business 15 from the floor? Assemblymember Howdigi.
Thank you, Speaker. Some announcements for the floor. Today is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Day at the Legislature, and they will be hosting meetings and activities in room 3100 until 3 p.m. Problem Gambling Awareness Day is also being celebrated today. Please stop by the front foyer where they will have some demonstrations. Tomorrow is Nevada Association of School Boards Day at the Legislature, and they will be hosting a breakfast in room 3100 starting at 8 a.m. And we will also be hosting the Nevada Youth Legislature tomorrow. Seeing no business before us, Mr. Speaker, I move that we stand adjourned until Thursday, March 6th at the hour of 11:30 a.m.
Assemblymember Howdigi has moved that the Assembly stand adjourned until Thursday, March 6th, 2025 at the hour of 11:30 a.m. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.